It's hard to ignore the crumbling landmarks of Louisiana. A hollowed-out barber shop in Jonesville's nearly abandoned downtown. An old clinic is one symbol of a vanishing age. But look closer. Inside lies another. Rolled up and discarded white picket fencing. One icon of a lost Louisiana nestled inside another. Before our eyes, so many places are becoming icons of a past age. On the way to New Orleans, generations of travelers have known Airline Motors Restaurant. It closed in December of 1993.
We live in Metairie, and for many years, after Mass, we'd come here and have breakfast, and every now and then we'd come and get the andouille gumbo, and just love their food. And it's a nice drive coming from Metairie to here, just getting away from the city.
I've been coming to this place a long time when they used to have LSU ball games, football, and people would stop here and get something to eat. Then when I got married, we leave Metairie to come over here at lunchtime. I mean, at Sunday or something like that. You know? It's a real nice place. And I was surprised to see it in the paper. I said, I can't believe this. I got to read it over again. You know? So today I said, let's go now, because they may leave before we get there.
We'll miss this place.
Ed Lestrade and Dave Loesch work off and on at the refineries around here.
It's a sad thing to see happening, and whenever you lose something like this, it's like kind of losing a friend, you know. This is going to be hard to take, but
we kind of know the good places to eat up and down the river.
It's been a wonderful place to come, you know, frequent over the years.
When I was a kid, when LaPlace Dragway was running, we used to stop here and eat breakfast, and that's 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And
So, come on in.
Yep, sit here, right here.
And meet Margaret Watkins. She's been working at Airline Motors for 28 years. And she's glad you dropped in.
But I can sit now. That's it. Yeah. That's it. That's it.
I love coffee, I love tea. I love the jabber jive and it loves me.
You can sit anywhere you want this morning. The lunch crowd hasn't really picked up yet. In fact, that's been part of the trouble. The lunch and dinner crowds have been getting smaller lately, and the owner, Lou Wood, says it's just gotten too hard to keep it open, especially 24 hours a day.
Gave it serious thought and we had no choice.
What's happening?
Just decrease in volume. Decrease in volume runs up your labor cost, different other costs, expenses.
No, he can't keep it open even for the tradition, even if it is a part of the river parishes. As much a part as bonfires, andouille,
Crawfish, the gumbo, fried shrimp. That's what I ordered today, fried shrimp.
And my grandmother worked here for 42 years. And we practically had to take her out on a tray with a little garnish around her because she did it until she absolutely could not do it any longer.
This was like the police station and the fire station and everything. You didn't have these big time deputies. There was one, and the whole town would call here for information. There was a bus stop at one time.
In our national memory, an icon of an age. An icon of an age.
A hamburger was 15 cents. A bowl of gumbo was 50 cents, and when you think of the price of it today, and like a plate lunch was 40 cents. And when you worked on the night shift, they used to give us some little bitty bags, and you had to put a level spoon of sugar in it. You couldn't get sugar, you know.
Because it was rationed.
Yeah.
In the war.
So,
yeah.
when I started, and then the beer, the little beer we got, we saved it for the longshoremen when they got off. Every Thursday and Friday, there was payday for different groups. They'd cash their check over there, come in here. We'd make hamburgers and put them in a big dish pan, all wrapped. We'd hand them a hamburger and collect, because we had a register we used to collect, and then go to the bar and get their beer. The bar was right across back here. We used to keep our beer for Thursday and Friday evenings.
In the 40s?
Mm-hmm.
Dippy is how most of her regular customers call her. The nickname's origin is lost now. Dippy scoots around tables and dashes orders into the kitchen faster than waitresses decades her junior. The other workers know to stay out of her way.
When the cashier wouldn't come out. I used to work 12-hour shifts when I started. But I like to work. Work never bothered me. That's why everybody said, what are you going to do? I says, I don't know. I guess I'll still get up at 4 o'clock.
There's a job to do, and Dippy does it well. Dippy has worked here for 47 years.
1937.
H.C. Codum Jr. goes way back with Airline Motors, too. He surveyed the land before it was built. It started out as a Chevrolet dealership. Then in 1939, they added the first coffee counter. Today, he's just another guest who just had to return before it closed to see the sign he made in 1957.
Up on top of the building. See that big metal framework with the sign, Airline Motors? I built that myself. Now that has wings on it that go way back under the roof to support it, keep it from
What's it made of?
It's made of steel. It's all welded.
You did all the welding too?
I did the welding myself, yeah. And these...
What is the design? Is it supposed to be a musical note, or?
That's what it's designed to be.
Is it supposed to be a musical note?
A musical note, right. This trim along the front of the building here is stainless steel. That's been up there ever since about 1957. It's never rusted or anything like that. Earl Long used to stop here. Bill Dodd was a regular attendee.
Because at the time it was practically at least a half-a-day trip.
From New Orleans to Baton Rouge.
On the airline.
Right.
You had to stop for lunch somewhere.
That's right.
And have a good andouille and chicken dinner gumbo, which we did.
They all came to say goodbye. Leslie Vicknair pumped gas here in 1949.
And they always had a good dinner. You can always bet on it. Whatever we liked, it was here.
What did you like?
I used to love the steak and the butter beans. And then they had always get good snap beans. I used to enjoy that.
Therese Vicknair brought her daughter and grandchildren out to eat here one last time.
And this is actually the cheapest place you could eat. And we enjoyed the food. It's the type of food that we cook at home.
Did people simply stop coming?
Sometimes we would come at night and there was only 5 tables. So, you could see the decline in the people coming.
Well, why don't you love me like you used to do? How come you treat me like a worn-out shoe?
They did go elsewhere, to Shoney's or McDonald's, the chains again eclipsing the local color. In fairness, though, Airline Motors was once the big new restaurant of its day. Smaller diners of the 30s didn't boast shiny aluminum stools bolted to the floor. Airline Motors enticed the hungry with the promise of air conditioning. It was convenient and pleasant. And now it's overtaken by the more convenient. But more pleasant? Does anyone express loyalty to chain restaurants like these patrons do for dippy service and Airline Motors traditions?
The biggest hotels in New Orleans brag about food and everything, but you're not going to find the cooking any better than what you're going to get right here.
After it closes down, you might not find this kind of cooking at all anymore.
No, that's what we're afraid of. That's what we're afraid of. We come every Sunday. We've been coming every Sunday now for 15 years.
Some people have been coming here for 50 years.
Oh, yeah. Airline Motors picked the girls up, and we took them down to the Army base to dance. We bring them back home again in the evening. They're well chaperoned, too. All of them nice girls.
Airline Motors opened 57 years ago, and now it is gone forever, leaving just an empty feeling in St. John Parish. And on the jukebox, one more song as an appropriate final score. Of course, it was an oldie but goodie. A song called For the Good Times.